how professional athletes rewire their brain and how they stay consistent is one of the keys to break your own mental barriers. And if there is one thing that helped me out finding my passion, is the competitive mindset. Here's what happened to me. I had one challenge, 7 days to complete it, and I didn't have preparation, but my competitive mindset was there. So what happened was I participated into a competition for a good cause, of which the goal was to row as much as you want every day for 7 days and see what happens. I competed with at least 200 people in total across the country, and I decided I'm gonna finish first. I must tell you, it wasn't easy, and there were days that I didn't want to do it, but I pushed through. That's exactly what professional athletes do. And despite the fact that I wasn't, and I'm not, a professional athlete, I could actually trigger myself, go into this special place and draw energy and motivation. However, the motivation after the third day, it was gone. I was already tired, and I thought that I should take some time off, especially on the fourth day. But then something interesting happened. As I was rowing, I saw on the leaderboard that I was behind a particular person which I didn't have the chance to meet, because he was coming all the time earlier than me to hit his own, let's say, targets on the indoor rowing. So what happened was I was quite triggered because he was always going hard and he was always going above me every single day. So on the fourth day, I thought I might take a day off. But here's what happened. When I passed by from the gym, I checked the leaderboard and I quickly realized that he was there on the fourth day consecutively doing his own bit. So I couldn't let it go. I couldn't allow him to actually win this competition. Of course, it wasn't a competition. It was for the good cause to do it and save up enough money so that we can help people and give them to charity. However, in my mind, it was game time. So I didn't allow that for him to just pass me through. So on the fourth day, I was tired, exhausted, mentally and physically, but I pushed through, because if he doesn't take a day off, who am I to take a day off from? So I kept on rowing. First day, 10K in 46 minutes, and it feels that I'm cruising into this type of challenge. So I decided to get on the indoor rowing and start once again, and in about 1 hour and 40 minutes I did 20,000 meters. That is 220 kilometers. Third day starts. The moment that I wake up, the only thing that I had in mind was, alright, what happened? Did he surpass me on the third day? Did he even go? Did he take a day off? Because that rival, that competitor was the one person of which pushed me, passed through me, and he was always going early in the morning. So around in the afternoon, I was going to check what is going on. But that day, on the third day, I was quite troubled. So I went over to check, And here again, he already completed his own, let's say, miles, kilometers in this case, because we're in Europe. And I was like, what is going on? Let me check. So he was still ahead of the curve, right? So I went there, third day in a row, rowing. I didn't have to do that, but my competitive mindset, which is basically the growth mindset of me wanting to improve, I have so much to give and stuff like that. I was like, all right, I need to approach it in a manner of carry on and start once again, which I did. So I rowed for about, I don't know, 2.5 hours, something like that. And I did 30,000 meters, so 30 kilometers. On the fourth day, I ended up doing 27,000 meters, so 27 kilometers. I thought he will take a day off, which he didn't. And I was tired, motivation wasn't there, but I made a promise to myself, and I was willing to actually keep it. So what happened on the fifth day? After 2 hours and 14 minutes, I managed to do 23,000 meters. I look at the board, I tried to make my calculations, I had blisters in my feet, and I had a choice to make. I'm just gonna go a bit more than him so that I can have buffer. And of course, I was in an advantage because he was going first early in the morning to do his run, and then I was going in the evening or afternoon, early afternoon, knowing that he's gonna go early in the morning, so perhaps that was a bit strategic as well on the competitive aspect, and yeah, actually the growth mindset of the spirit of the competitor. So I was like, all right, the moment he finishes, I'm just gonna go early in the afternoon or early in the evening and check. And that's exactly what I did. So I went there, I did my kilometers, and I just created a bit of buffer, perhaps 5,000 meters, 5 kilometers, 5k, in order to be aware of how to make the adjustment of that. The sixth day, we're already on Saturday. The gym closes at 4 p.m. That's the time I had to somehow make a choice. Had some work to do in the morning, and it felt as I don't have enough time. So I rushed through the gym. I didn't have enough time, roughly 2 hours. So I started rowing, and tried to crank up as many kilometers as possible because he was there early in the morning and I couldn't go. So I had to match at least his kilometers, that's exactly what I did. So I was like, I'm just gonna match his kilometers and see if my buffer is gonna be okay. So I've noticed that he completed way much more than me, and the buffer went down about, I think, 2 to 3 kilometers. So that day I did 23,251 meters. So let's say, yeah, half a marathon. So I was like, all right, I'm tired, I need to pace myself. No one else from the rest of the people who do the e-rowing competition matters because it was neck to neck with him anyway. So I had to find a way to push the last 2 hours before the gym closes. The last day, 7th day, on Sunday, I went early in the morning. I even took off, I skipped work actually, in order to finish the competition. That's how obsessed I was. So I went early in the morning and I saw him rowing. The one person that I haven't seen throughout the entire week, my one and only competitor. And I sat next to him, prepared myself into the indoor rowing machine, and I silently started rowing. I knew that he was the one. He had this calm, stoic energy around him. So I was like, all right, he's been earlier than me. Most likely he's gonna go for a marathon. So my goal was to actually do a marathon, at least a marathon, no matter what. 7th day. Mind you, the past 6 days I've been rowing non-stop. And yes, I did have a level of fitness, but not necessarily the level of fitness of reaching all these meters, all these kilometers. So I sat next to him. I put my earbuds on, played some relaxed music, but with a beat. And I didn't care to do anything else for the upcoming 4 hours rather than row. It was a grueling experience. After 3 hours, I think it was 3 hours and 52, 3 hours and 52 minutes and 27 seconds. And for the first time, I managed to do a full marathon. 42 kilometers and 282 meters. I was tired, but I was relaxed. I was in peace. I managed to complete my marathon. I checked the board and I saw this. I finished first. It was incredible. And when I saw the blackboard, I quickly realized that I just won by 2 kilometers. Roughly, that was nothing. It's a fine margin, because he did complete a marathon as well. So my sacrifice on that area was, he's gonna go for at least a marathon, which he did. So the least that I can do is to do a marathon. That was a unique experience. I was in pain, severely dehydrated, because I had to stop and drink some water in the meanwhile, but I'll keep on rowing, right? And in less than 4 hours, I managed to complete a marathon that I never have done before. The data on the growth mindset point that the moment that you have a competitive mindset, the growth mindset, your grit increases. Therefore, you persevere and you are willing to take the risks for your own growth, regardless. And that's exactly what I took from this challenge. I persevered because I had this growth mindset. Nothing limited me, and that's why the grit was highly increased, and it was a wonderful experience. So next time you want to take a challenge, approach it with a competitive mindset, the growth mindset, and quickly your neurocircuits will tap into the physiological reaction so that you can actually deal and cope with all these difficulties, whatever it's fatigue, doubt. You can persevere. It's possible. So I'm leaving you with this. Approach a challenge with a growth mindset and thank yourself later, because that can actually be the spirit of a professional athlete that can possess you, and it can give you this grittiness. And that's how I managed to complete the competition, finish first, and achieve 170 kilometers over the course of a week. Have I watered my plant? Shit. Test, 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 test. The mic is on budget. We need to have a new mic. New mic. New mic. New mic. New mic. Mike Tyson. That's really good. That can help you out with some extra additional energy and maybe anxiety. It's like a stress ball, but it's actually a brain.